Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great honor and pleasure to introduce our society, International Photodynamic Association, IPA. International Photodynamic Association, IPA, was founded in 1986 by Professor Dr. Yoshihiro Hayata, professor of Tokyo Medical University, and the first meeting was held in Tokyo in 1986. This three person is a key person in the establishment of the IPA. This is Professor Hayata and Professor Kato, and this is Professor Dahati and Roosevelt Memorial Institute. The IPA is an academic society whose membership consists of the most prominent international clinicians and scientists involved in performing and researching in PDT and PDD. IPA has 700 active members, which with 30 board members. Each meeting, over 300 papers are always discussed. The purpose of IPA is to promote the study of diagnosis and treatment using light and photosensitizer to disseminate such information to the members of the IPA, the medical community, and the general public. This is a very memorial photograph. Professor Kato used to be very young in 1978, visited Professor Dahati's laboratory. This is the start point of the PDT. Is not only the laboratory research work, but also the clinical work. We have the biennial meeting for the IPA organizes the International Congress every 2 years, which is a unique opportunity to sum up research activities in the clinical and basic research aspect of PDT. The first meeting held, I mentioned, in 1986 in Tokyo by Professor Hayata, and the second by 1988 in London in the United Kingdom, the third one in 1990 in Buffalo in the United States, and the first one in 1992 in Milan, Italy, and the fifth one in 1994 in Florida and Jacksonville, and 16th in 1996 in Melbourne in Australia, and 7th in 1999 in Nantes in France, and 8th meeting in 2001 in Vancouver in Canada, and 9th meeting in 2003. It's a very big meeting which was held in Miyazaki in Japan, but unfortunately in the time the SARS problem has happened, I'm very in trouble. When 10th meeting in 2005 in Munich in Germany, and 11th meeting in 2007 in Shanghai in China, and 12th meeting in 2009 this year were held in Seattle by Professor Kessler in the United States. So as you know, each meeting was held in Asian Pacific, in European country, and the United States. It's a very unique opportunity to meet all together. The history of clinical PDT is a very really a long time, have a long time. And the first paper was come up in 1900. Or in the original work in Professor Raven Tapena in Germany in skin cancer. And then Professor Ripson was established with the hematopoietin derivative, the photosensor which was accumulated in cancer. And the Professor Dahati, I mentioned you, in started the skin cancer treatment in 1978, and Kato Hayata was starting at for the PDT for the endoscopic for the early stage lung cancer. Since then, so many work and paper was established. Photodynamic therapy is basically cancer treatment modality that selectively destroys cancer cells by an interaction between absorbed light and retained photosensitizer. So the topics of diseases involved in PDT is so many diseases. The effectiveness of PDT in the treatment of malignant tumor was established by Dahadi and et al. For the treatment of skin metastatic region or breast carcinoma in 1978, followed by Professor Kato et al. For the treatment of lung cancer in 1978. Since an increasing attention has been paid to this new diagnosis and therapeutic modality, PDT is now mainly performed for the early stage region, and the result was sufficient. Or that these lung, esophagus, stomach, and cervical cancer, and brain, skin, colon, bladder, head and neck, and prostate. And the malignant mesothelioma and Barrett esophagus as a clinical trial has started. Especially for the topics for the benign disease, especially AMD, age-related molecular degeneration, the number of the people which were treated by PDT is quite wrong. More than 1 million people has already treated in this field. Atherosclerotic regions, rheumatoid arthritis, inflammatory arthritis, papillomavirus, and psoriasis was just started in clinical trial. For the several treatment intraluminal PDT for peripheral lung cancer, prostate cancer, hepatoma, local infection disease, and synchrotron radiation, and atherosclerosis and skin disease, and the molecular target PDT is the next generation study. The topics are involved in PDT on many fields. Developing a new photosensitizer, synthesizer synthesis, PDT mechanism on phototoxicity, PDT in immune response, and the mechanisms, biophysics, and nanotech, and dosimetry, and photodynamic diagnosis and clinical use. So these are involved many scientists, chemists, physicists, biochemists, medical engineer, and medical doctors. The next meeting will held in the 13th IPA, World Congress International Photodynamic Association, will held in May 10th to 14th, 2011 in Sydney, Australia. Thank you very much.